Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to cover a very new topic in trend right now. So as we all know that many of us are having multiple offers in hand, and we all know that we have bargained a lot on it. We are getting good CTCs right now, but how do we choose among these offers? So that we are going to cover in this video. But before that, if you are new to my channel, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Now let's see what we have to cover, or what we are going to cover in this video. So we are going to cover how can we easily choose among multiple offers, but there is no easy way. So there are these selection parameters that I have come through, and these are the parameters that I look for whenever I'm recommending someone to choose this offer instead of this, or maybe if I'm getting multiple offers. So these are the parameters that usually help me to decide which offer is best for me. So the first is CTC, the second is your benefits, third is policies, reviews, and then fortune ranking. So these are the 5 parameters which we are going to cover in this video. So let's go one by one. So let's talk about CTC. So we all know we are working for money. So that is always going to be the primary parameter to decide which CTC or which offer is best. But keep that in mind that CTC is cost to company, but that doesn't mean that you are going to get that exact same amount, right? So there are a lot of parameters in your CTC, so you have to look very closely, or you can take the help from your recruiter HR. They can provide you in-hand salary structure. So if you can get hold of that in-hand salary structure for each offer, then you can easily compare that before taxation, how much will you get in hand from your CTC. So that is what actually matters, right? So that way you can easily compare CTCs or salaries from your multiple offers, right? Now there are these other benefits that are also with your CTC or with your offer. So what are these other benefits? These can be your joining bonus or a variable bonus that is included in your CTC, or maybe not part of the CTC. So I have seen a lot of job offers where just to match a particular job offer, they provide you a joining bonus. So here I'm taking an example. So let's say your first job offer, so that I'm saying job offer 1, this is paying you 10 LPA, and this is what you are getting in hand. I'm not talking about CTC right now. And when you are going to get your job offer 2, you have already told the recruiter that you have the offer of 10 LPA, so you need something more. So what they can do is they can match this offer with 10 LPA again, but they will provide you maybe 3 LPA joining bonus. So here LPA is lakhs per annum, and this is particularly for Indian people because that is Indian currency. But this terminology isn't dependent on a particular currency. It is for deciding the offer. So that's another thing, right? So here what they did is they provided you 10 LPA, and this is what you will get each month, and this is just one time. But what is the catch here? This 3 LPA joining bonus you have to return in case you are switching or resigning before a certain duration of time. So this can be either 12 months or 18 months depending on their job offer, right? So this is a catch which I don't like. So if this is kind of an offer for you, this is not going to be a good choice. But this is sometimes being referred to as other benefits. Now there can be other type of benefits. So let's say if there is your job offer 3. So what they did is they are provided you 10 LPA, which is completely fixed. So this amount is your fixed. Now what they will do is they will say that you can get 3 LPA to 5 LPA but this is going to be the variable, and this variable is going to be dependent on your performance. So after each year review, if you got a good rating, then you can get 5 LPA. Otherwise, if you get the average rating, then 3 LPA. And if you don't get any good or like less than average rating, then you won't get any variable. Now here is again a catch. So what is the catch here is that sometimes company is in loss, and when the company is in loss, the organization decide that we won't be able to pay a variable this year, and we will try to double that amount in the next year, and that never happens. We all know that. So this is a catch. So what did we learn from these 3 job offers is that if you can get the CTC as completely fixed, don't ever get excited hearing about other benefits. That is always a catch. It is not going to play out well if you have a bad luck, right? So if you have a bad luck, if you think there is a probability that something can go wrong, then always get a fixed CTC, right? This is always good. This is always better. So what you can do is, after you get job offer 1, you can try to get at least 13 LPA, right? So if they won't be able to play out 13, then they will at least give you 12 or maybe 12.5. So this is good. Why? Because this is completely fixed, and this is what you will get each month, and that is what matters, right? Now coming down to the next one, which is policies. So what are these? So policies can be your permanent work from home, hybrid model, flexible work timing, and it can also be like we can relocate you to any location in the globe. You can work from anywhere, and you can switch your projects within a year or maybe after a year. You can try for a promotion after a year. You can move horizontally, vertically, and then your policies can be your something like we are work-life balance friendly, and we are a good place to work, something like that, right? So these policies, are they beneficial? Does these matter to play out deciding which offer is best? Yes, they are. So let's say if someone is working from a remote location, and they don't want to switch to another location just for the sake of working. So what they need to do is they can actually compensate on this. Like, even if the organization doesn't have policies, they can provide you some kind of benefits. Like maybe they will provide you hybrid work life. Right now these things are very common, we all know that. So policies can be played out, and they are predefined also. So it totally depends on the organization how they actually work, but depending on that you can see how good the organization is in terms of policies, and do you actually want to go into the organization which doesn't have any policies, like good policies, right? So this is not a good, or you can say a better parameter, but this is going to be a parameter, because ultimately good work environment is going to be a deciding factor if you want to stay in the organization for a longer duration of time or not, right? Because sometimes we have to stay. So that is where policies comes into the play. Now reviews. So a lot of us don't read reviews, and a lot of us don't write reviews, which is really sad. So I have seen, like, if the organization has around, let's say, 7 lakh or 6 lakh employees, and we all know in India that this is not a bad number, this is a real number in organization, right? So we have 6 lakh employees in an organization, but how many reviews are there? Maybe 80,000. So is that bad? Yes, it is, because if we all are not providing the complete picture, how will we get the complete picture, right? So how do we get the reviews then, and how can we decide based on the reviews? So now let's see that. So here I would recommend Glassdoor, right? So what is this? Glassdoor is basically a platform for employees where they can interact with the organization. Like, they can advise to management, and here we can also see job opportunities, like we can apply. We can also navigate to see the interview procedure, the salary structure, or maybe the benefits, policies, stuff like that. So just for the sake, I'm opening this American Express. So how do we actually check if this organization is good for me? So let's say I have offer from American Express and then I have offer from Bank of America. So let's do a side by side comparison of these two. So here you can see this is overview tab, where you can see the size of employees and the revenue. So this is actually a good amount, $10+ billion. So this is good, and it is a really old organization, so that is also good that this is really playing out well. Now let's come down to reviews, which is why we are here. So here you can see that this is for full-time and part-time employees, and this is just for the language sake. But let's come down to filter. So depending on your job function, you can try to filter out the reviews. So let's say I'm in engineering, so I will try engineering, and then also I can sort out the reviews. So I won't do popular, I would do most recent. Okay, so why most recent? Because I don't want to hear the reviews from, let's say, 2010, right? Because I'm going to join this organization in 2022. So why I should read the review from 2010? So that's why it should be like this. Now you can read the reviews. So here I can see that this is 5-star rating, and these are the parameters on which they have decided. So you can see that for senior management it is just 2-star, but for compensation, culture and values, diversity, it is all 5-star. So you can try to see a pattern in this case, like what is going to happen if you join the organization, what bad can happen and what good can happen. You can also filter out based on the location. So here let's say I am in India, so I want to check only for India, so I will just filter out for Indians. So as you can see that out of 13,000 I am only having 156 which is a very small number, right? But again, I can see that in India this is not playing out well. So it is 3-star, 4-star, just 1 5-star, which is not bad, but you can decide based on what you are reading, right? So that is one thing. Now there is this parameter. So this is what overall these 156 employees have given to this organization. So if you see 4+ rating, it is a very good rating, but it should be at least 1,000 employees who are giving 4-star rating, right? This is a very small number and it can be manipulated. I'm not saying it is, but it can be manipulated. So now triggering this option, you can see each and every parameter on which overall you can see what they have decided, and I can see that compensation and benefits is very poor in terms of other parameters, right? This is 3.8. So I think most of them are complaining on their salary and benefits. Now coming down to overall trend. So this is a very good graph structure, and you can see that it got up, which is very good, and then it is stable, right? So this is what you should see also, that the organization tried to do something. That is how their rating, overall rating, got increased rather than decreased. So this is a very good thing. Now let's do the review of Bank of America. Alright, so this is also $10+ billion organization, again 10,000+ employees, founded in 1904, which is really old. Not that, but it is old. Now coming down to reviews. So here we have 33k reviews overall on this planet Earth, and here we have only 13k. So that is a big difference, right? Now let's come down to department and location specific, because that is what we are going to do. So again, I will go to engineering and then the job location, which is going to be India for me. So here there are few more reviews comparing with American Express, which is just 156, and this is roughly around 300. So this is not a big difference, but yeah, it's okay. So overall I can see that both of them are equal, but when we compare the parameters. So here I can see that the compensation is little bit better comparing with American Express, right? And let's come down to trend. So I can see that it increased here between 2020 and 21, and then it went down a bit, and now it is stable, which is not bad, but you can see that at least it is stable and at least it increased a bit, right? So this is okay. Other than that, you can try to read the reviews by sorting it with most recent, right? And then you can try to play out whether it seems okay to you or not, and then you can compare based on that. So this is how you can compare the organization. And like I said, there are other parameters also, like there's this salaries, which is not true. I have seen some confusing things in between salaries also, like I have seen that this is going to be old when you compare it with your current CTC. I don't know, many of us are writing reviews and many of us maybe are not writing salaries, maybe that's why, but yeah, that depends. You have this interviews option also, where you can see what kind of question depending on what kind of profile they have asked. And there's this benefits option, right? So like I said, other benefits were there, and here you can see that it is just 3.7 star rating, and when I compare it with American Express, it's 3.9, right? So here I can see that benefits are better in American Express rather than Bank of America. So this is how you can compare between organization, and this is the only option for comparing reviews. Now coming down to the last parameter, which is fortune ranking. So many of us don't compare this. Many of us don't even bother to see if the organization is listed in Fortune or not. So we all know Fortune 500 ranking, right? So why we have to bother about Fortune 500 ranking? So it shows that if the organization is profitable right now in this year, what was the historic data? How did it, how the profit actually went up and down between, let's say, 2010 to 2022. So how does it help us? So let's say if something like this COVID situation comes again, then in that case you can see that in this 2 years span of time between 2020 to 2022, if the organization was less profitable, what did they do? Right? So I have seen few organizations have cut like let's say 10% to 15% of salary from each employee because they were not profitable. So you can see that in these unfortunate times, how profitable was the organization. It doesn't even matter if the profit is increasing or decreasing. You just have to see what happened, what was the historic data. In that sense, you can also see the ranking, whether they are increasing or whether they are decreasing, right? So depending on that, you can see like if the organization on an organization level, how it is improving. So that is where fortune ranking comes into the play. So again, now I'm taking the example of American Express and Bank of America. So let's say American Express Fortune 500 ranking, right? So here, let's go to this link. So yeah, here I can see that the rank is 83. And I can see few more things like the headquarter, the revenue in $1 million, the profit, market value, and the number of employees. Then I can see key financial, which is going to be for your last fiscal year. Profit ratios are there, earnings per share, total return, and then there is these metrics, right? And this is what I was talking about. This is rank history. So as you can see that since 2012 it is increasing, the rank is increasing, and after 2020 it decreased, right? So this is what happened with COVID. So you can see that with 2020 there is minus 2.3% profit, which is which may be bad or which may not be bad, but I have heard few things in COVID times, like what happened. So I know about this, but you have to research on this in that case, right? Because you have seen that the historic data doesn't lie. Now coming down to Bank of America. So let's open this link also. So Bank of America is ranked 29, which is really good, right? So now again you can compare the number of employees. So here we have more number of employees, and the profit market value you can compare with the American Express. And let's come down to Bank of America history. So in 2010 it was rank 5, then it kept decreasing, and even now it is decreasing. So is it bad? It's not. Why? Because in COVID times it didn't decrease a lot, right? It sustained itself. I can see that it isn't a big difference, but with American Express I can see that this is a big difference, right? So this is how you can compare with Fortune ranking to decide on the offer, like which one to choose. Another benefit of Fortune ranking is that it always looks good on your resume, right? So whenever you have a top 10 or top 100 or a top 500 Fortune ranking organization on your resume, it gives a good exposure whenever the recruiter catches your resume. So this is always an added advantage. So these were the 5 parameters through which you can decide among your multiple offers. So I hope this was a meaningful content. If it wasn't, do let me know in the comment section. I will try to improve. And this was it for this video. I hope you are staying safe, and I hope that we will meet in some another video. Till then, stay safe, have a good day, and bye bye.